F26583K. I hear my doorbell ringing. The air code worked a treat this time. I think I will start singing. Air code, my Christmas gifts are sorted.
When shopping online, don't forget to add your air code to help a delivery service find you. To find an air code, visit the finder at aircode.ie and find life easier.
Hey, what's the crack? You're all very welcome to episode 88 of Buckshot for Sunday, the 9th of December 2018. I know, I'm a little bit late. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. But if anybody has been following me on Instagram or whatever, you'll kind of see that life has been thrown sideways at the minute with the old panto rehearsals. And I kind of warned you of this. I kind of warned you. Things were going to go a bit squirrely, but we'd still get the podcast out. We'd still get them out. How's everybody enjoying the new provider, Spreaker? It's getting to more ears, it would seem. Getting to more ears. We're on Spotify as well. It seems to be lots of people in Sweden seem to have all of a sudden really liked it. Great stuff. You're all very welcome. For some reason, Doubled Up this week came out twice. Listen, these are teething problems. I'm not a tech person. Anybody who knows me or listens to this podcast a lot knows that Tom doesn't know what's going on. So these are teething issues. You still get your podcast. For some reason, it just came out twice. So yeah, there we go. But it seems people seem to be happier. The podcast don't seem to be disappearing on them. So good on you. Good stuff. If this is your first time listening, hit subscribe. This shit comes out twice a week and it's kind of carry on. Obviously, I do have a guest it's supposed to be every Friday, and it was supposed to be Friday, even though today is Sunday. Hopefully, we'll be back on track for next week because I'm getting a recording in early this week, so we can fucking get that situation sorted. Also, obviously there's ads popping up on it now because Spreaker offered it, and I wanted to see how people, and nobody seems to be complaining. Nobody seems to have an issue with it. Fair play. You understand? Listen, it's not making a lot of money, to be honest with you, but it's grand if it makes a few quid, because obviously with this new crowd, hosting fees and all the rest of it have gone up a little, but you have to. If you're moving with the big lads, you have to start spending a few quid. You got to do it. But I will, just so you know, I will be putting the non-ad versions on the Patreon page, along with an episode of the Tom and Jerry show every week. So if you can't be dealing with ads. If you can't be dealing with ads whatsoever, become a patron. Simple as that. And like that, listen, I know people are going, fuck, Patreon, Jesus Christ, I like the show, Tom, and all the rest of it, but I can't be dealing with. Honestly, you'll be finished. It is easier than you think. It is really, because I signed up to a Patreon for another podcast myself recently, and it was just for a sports one, and it was, you'll be in and out. If you have PayPal, you'll be in and out of it in I swear to God, 30 seconds. If you don't have PayPal, it might take you 45 seconds. It really is that easy. If that's the thing that's in your issue. If it's not, then keep listening. Ads galore and all the rest of it. You won't get the benefits of being a Patreon or whatever. But if you fancy just getting some merch for yourself to help the podcast along, go over to the Tom O'Mahony Buckshot Tea Republic shop. I'll put the link in the description of this. I got some stickers for myself this week. And also we have a new patron, Marek. Good on you, brother, jumping on board there this week. I think there was one more, but I'll be talking about it on the Ramble Pod. I'll be talking about the Ramble Pod, which will definitely be out on Tuesday, so don't you worry about that. Right, moving swiftly along. Again, anything I just spoke about there, the links will be in the description down the bottom of this podcast. So really, and if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Lads. No bother to you. Right, moving on to today's guest. Today's guest is the first person to double up. The return. The first person in 88 episodes to make a return. It must have been this time last year, roughly, when she was on. Hayley-Jo Murphy, she's the lead again this year. She is, I suppose, in inverted commas, the princess of this one. And that's kind of what's given to the female lead. She's typically the princess of the panto. Her mother is a kind of a legend of the game as well, which we talk a little bit about. And she does an amazing impression of Twink. Yeah, if anybody knows Twink, she does a very, very good impression of Twink. Basically she talks about, it wasn't the longest chat. We got 35 minutes in before we had to go back to rehearsals or whatever. But essentially she talked about just how tough it is trying to make it in the biz while living in London. And there'll be a lot of things will ring true, even if you're not in kind of the biz, as they say, the acting game. It'll ring true, like a lot of the stuff she says about just living in cities abroad. big cities abroad as Irish people, and I guess in people who just move around to bigger cities and don't know everybody straight off the gate, because there's an element of loneliness there, which we kind of laugh about and talk about. But also, Hayley does have a blog, which do you know what? It's an insightful read, and it's fun. It's a fun, insightful read, and it's good for anybody who's kind of living abroad and just kind of wants to get a perspective of what other people are feeling. It's a good old vibe with the whole thing. Again, I'll put the link to that in this description. So you know what? For now, go ahead and enjoy the very fantastic Hayley-Jo Murphy.
Hello, boys and girls. My name is Snow White, and I live here in this palace with the people I love the most in the world and the person I love the least in the world.
Do you know what? I was going to cut that out, but I'm leaving that in. That's amazing. Hayley-Jo, the return of Hayley-Jo.
The return. The first ever return.
Episode 88, and you're the first return.
Oh, my God. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad it wasn't Cronin.
No, and he was kind of looking, going, "What's going on there? It's not just a podcast." He was like, "Oh, we must do that again. Yeah, we must do that. Yes, yeah, we must, Dale." But I said, Hayley-Jo is in for the return first. You could see it stung him. It did sting him. It's definitely after stinging Richie Hayes in here for sure. He's like, "Oh, all right, Hayley-Jo gets the return first."
But Cronin's the type, he won't say it, and he'll bide his time.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be like a week from now, and he'll...
Nasty little dig will come out somewhere. Yeah. He just, oh, good Jesus. So
he'll cook something up.
You're Snow White. Have you played Snow White before?
No, this is only the second Disney princess I've played. So Cinderella was the first.
Last year.
And now Snow White. Snow White was the original princess. It was the first ever Disney princess.
Was she?
Yeah.
Is that why, like, the cartoon is so old when you see it, and it's that weird... What's the... To dream, dream... Have you seen... do you remember is it...
Wait, the... One day my prince will come. That one.
Yes, keep going.
No, I only know my Nana's version. So my Nana sings this version. No, I can't sing it.
I want you to sing it.
My Nana does this
Come
version.
On. I want you to sing it. Come on.
She used to sing it to me when I was
We never get anybody singing on the podcast.
She used to sing in the kitchen. She would like, one day my prince will come.
Okay. You can't cut it off there, Hayley-Jo.
One day my prince will come. He'll stick his fingers up my... That's what my Nana used to sing. And I'm only really up to remembering that now. It's all coming flooding back. I'm crying.
We are 2 minutes into the podcast, and we've already gone there. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I knew this would be a good one. The return. Huh?
So that's what Nana Fran used to sing to me. So I actually don't know the real words.
Well, don't sing those Christen words anyway. She is fucking hilarious. Your aunt, or your grandmother.
She's funny.
For the brief minute I met her last year, for the couple of minutes driving over to the hotel, do you know, like the two Muppets that sit up on the balcony? Yeah. Do you know those two? The two were just at each other in such a funny way, like, and you could, like, you don't need any TV around those two. They're just powerful crack.
They're like Jack and Vera. Is that the couple in Coronation Street? Was Jack and Vera?
Yeah.
Or like Laurel and Harding or something. There's a double act that.
And I think they're like the double act. Do you remember in the Muppets they sit up there and they slag everything?
Yes.
The two, what are they called? Whatever they're called. I think we're kind of playing, myself and Miles are playing.
They sit in the little balcony and they go, so you and Miles kind of do that.
We're going to be doing that in this one, yeah.
Yes, yeah. No, they are like that, the two of them are, and they kill each other. Well, no, Nana kills Grandad, but Grandad's like, he's a man of few words, but anything he says, it's got purpose behind it. Like, he only says something if he's got something to say.
Okay, right. It's not just waffling away for the sake of it.
No, yeah, he'll be careful with his words, and he'll be mad at a few emotions as well. But really lovely, and not a bad bone in his body, and no kind of he never like argue with anyone or even as kids, like, he never really tells you off. But it was if Grandad did raise his voice, you knew that you did something wrong.
Oh, Jesus,
it took
right,
a lot for him to really kind of lose his shit. But Nana, oh God, the poor man should be going at him, like, should be really killing him. But then he's so funny. He does have you need to be kind of sitting beside him, and he'll say something absolutely hilarious. The sense of humour is brilliant. So she'd be trying to give out to him, and he'll say something, and she'll just laugh. Like they've just got this lovely relationship where the dynamic is perfect. And I don't know how long they've been married, but they're like, that's what it should be. I always look at them and go, that's how it's supposed to be. And they're still so affectionate and loving towards each other.
Are they?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah,
and
they would be.
tell me this and tell me no more. You're living in London all
Yes.
the time. What do you do during the period that you come to Panty? Do you go rent out your room, or do you just go, all right, see you later, fuckers? Do you have roommates, like you're living by yourself?
Well, I was living with, you see, I moved back over to London in January after Cinderella. Lived there for 4 months, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I hate London. This is awful. So I moved home, and then I was home a month, and I thought, I better go back over to London.
Okay.
I thought I gave up. I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna get an agent. And then I stepped off the plane. I was off the plane about half an hour, and I got an email from an agent
Stop.
saying, could you come in for a meeting on Wednesday? And I
Are
was
you
like,
serious?
This is like Monday. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I had to fly back to London, go for the meeting. And he was like, I'd like to offer you representation. And he's like, you're based in London, right? And I had just moved out of my house, moved everything home. So I was like, yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
sir.
I live in London.
Yeah.
So
I live in London.
In this place you call London. So then I had to pretend for a month that I was living there. So he'd be like, oh, do you want to pop in for a coffee? And I'd book a flight.
Right now. Yeah.
I was booking a flight, and then I'd be like flying home that night, and he'd be going, oh, what are you doing for the evening? Oh, just chilling out, watching some TV in my house in London.
In the fucking
But
airport
actually,
lounge.
Yeah, I had been hiding my suitcase around the corner.
Really?
Yeah, so then I was like, right, okay, maybe London is for me. So I moved back over again in September. Moved into this awful house in Wood Green with 2 really nice girls.
Why was the house awful?
There were rats, ants. There were ants in my bed.
What?
Yeah.
Even in September, like I suppose
Even
it
in
would be still
September.
warm. Yeah.
Yeah. Ants all out. Like I'd be literally sat watching something on my laptop, and something would start crawling across the screen, and it was an ant. So I was like, God, ants are amazing. They're fantastic creatures. They really are.
Is this how you pass your time then? Start to just...
Well, I just thought, since I'm living so closely with them, I should find a way to live in harmony with them.
Start finding something out about the natives.
Yeah.
So tell me more about ants.
There were so many of them. Well, they're really strong. They
Oh yeah.
And they carry stuff to the queen ant, right? So, but there's you can sometimes, if you watch them, you see them carrying stuff. And it's bigger than them.
Yeah.
So when you see something massive moving along the ground, it's an ant carrying something huge to the queen ant. And there's I think there's I don't know, there's the statistic, or is it 3,000 ants to one human in the world or more? They're outnumbering us basically. There's so many of them.
Really, you think the ants are going to take over?
Yeah, or maybe they're already running this shit.
You're on the wrong podcast.
Yeah.
You need to be over on the Conspiracy Guys podcast.
I think
You fucking do. You and David Icke talk about lizard people and ant people.
Yeah. The royals are lizard people, and people from Australia are actually
Put
employed.
your coffee cup down there. If it's
I will,
bothering
yeah.
you. Yeah, stick it down there.
Yeah, that Australian people aren't actually. Australia doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist.
And
doesn't.
They're employed by NASA, right?
Yeah,
These
to
people
lie about it. Yeah, Chris
to lie about
Hemsworth
it.
is actually the number one spy. He's the one shill,
Is
as they
he?
say. Yeah. He's not Australian at all. He's from somewhere in, I think, Cumbria.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why Chris
Chris
does all the talking, because Liam
No.
doesn't really say much. He's thick.
Look at him.
Yeah.
That's all
He
you have to
doesn't
do.
need to say
Is
anything.
just look at him and
Yeah.
admire him. That's all. And you see,
Exactly.
he's actually not real at all. He's
No.
genetically modified. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they cross-pollinated one of the Baldwin brothers with...
How many of them are there?
there's an infinite number. They go on.
Alec?
There's no measurement of Baldwins. It's
I
like
only know Alec.
how are you going to measure like particles in the universe? You know what I mean? It's like Baldwins.
It's like how many ants?
Exactly. How many ants? The ants are actually all Baldwins.
They're all Baldwins. So all the Baldwins were living in my house in London,
There you go.
basically.
It's an actor's studio. There you go. That's why you got a fucking agent. They mentioned.
Yes, those strong ass Baldwins carrying their houses on their back. So
What the fuck was in your salad for lunch?
It was hipster anyway. That's all
So
I
it's
know.
what is ants? Oh, it's
Ants?
vegan. Sorry, it's vegan.
Oh yeah. No, there's
You're
no
still
ants.
rocking the old vegan thing, are you?
Oh no.
Or are you eating poor old fishes?
I'm eating fish, and I'm really annoyed about that.
But at least you are annoyed because I don't get these people who go, yeah, sorry, I'm vegetarian, but I eat the fuck out of a fish. And you're like, how does a fish get a less of a fucking run at it than a hen?
Yeah, because the fishing is the worst thing for the environment. And all
Unless
that,
they're
so.
like, if you can go to like a fishmonger who you can trust that is, they were either line caught or responsibly caught.
Yeah.
But it's the dredging of the oceans, like
the overfishing, and that's what's really destroying the planet. Well, one of the main ones that are, but
that and all the fucking Baldwins.
And the Baldwins. Well, maybe the Baldwins are saving the planet. I think that's what the ants are doing. That's what those Baldwin ants are doing.
Like Team America. Do you remember it was Alec Baldwin at the top?
Was it? I've never seen Team America.
What?
I've never seen Team
Oh
America.
my God, we're sitting down watching this during the
Okay.
plant. You may not be able to go out and actually perform because you may have to change your attire.
Really?
It is that fucking funny.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I may have to change my gig attire. Okay, no, I'll look forward to.
And what
seeing
happened?
that.
So the Mouldy House with the
So
what?
now
Are you still
we
there?
had this weird. No, we had this weird landlord as well that would let himself in all the time.
Whoa.
Uh,
Pretty lady.
Exactly.
Was he?
That's it.
Was
is,
he?
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, your name isn't on the lease agreement because you're not supposed to be living here. So if anyone knocks on the door and asks what you're doing, you'd say that your cousin lives here and you're staying with your cousin."
What? Why didn't he put you on the lease agreement?
I don't know. It was really weird. So I paid him the rent and then was like, right, I'm off. Got myself out of that one. So now I actually don't have anywhere to live in London. So in January I need to find somewhere to live.
There's a lot of people listening to this are in London.
Oh.
Yes, there you go. If you have you've spare room and you need to rent it out and it isn't covered in fucking ants.
Yeah, so stay away from 76 Dunbar Road in Wood Green. Do not rent that room.
It's owned by the ant people.
It's owned by the Baldwins and the Hemsworths. The rats. Let's not get started on the rats. But I will be finding somewhere nicer, maybe in Wimbledon or something like that, or Clapham. Maybe a nice place in Clapham.
Clapham is nice enough, all right.
Yeah, and there's lots of Irish in Clapham.
Yeah.
Lots of Irish.
There's a mate of mine, he lives in Balham, and I was kind of going, because I had no idea what Balham was like or whatever, so I went to meet him, and I didn't ask him, but I was as I was in the tube, I'm like, I wonder what Balham is like. And when you get out and you see, the first thing you see is a fromagerie, like a cheesemonger's.
Ooh,
like, you're
nice.
going, this isn't a bad place at all.
I've never been to Balham.
It's a nice
Is it near Clapham?
I won't claim to know.
No.
I won't claim to know because it all feels like really close to me because the speed you can get around the place with the tube.
Oh, with the tubes, yeah.
So it's
totally.
it's like I don't understand your measurement.
But even when someone says, like, when you're in London, they're like, oh yeah, it will take about an hour. You're like, oh grand, that's nothing. Where here, someone's like, yeah, I have to get a bus. It will take about an hour. You're like, an hour? Are you kidding me? That's like ages away. But yeah, and I still have the same, like, if I say, oh, I need to get here, maybe it take 45 minutes. I'm like, Jesus, that's too far.
Yeah,
but in London, it's nothing.
It just has to be acceptable because you're jamming like 7 or 8 million people into 2 Irelands essentially into one city.
Yes.
Now there's ants for you.
All in East London.
Yeah.
all in East London. I'll never live in East London again.
Really?
Never ever.
Were you Snow White in East London? Were you?
I was. I was Snow White in East London. Yes. Let's not
go down that road.
Nobody listened to that.
Everybody, if you haven't listened, go back and listen
please.
to Hayley-Jo. It's in somewhere in the 30s, I think. Go back and listen to that podcast there where she got pretty racist.
I didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't. The Asians got it though in the neck. They did.
What was it that meme I sent you the other night? And it was like an informed racist.
Oh yeah.
Is a better racist or something really messed up like that.
Yeah, it was from Saturday Night Live, so I'm not sure we should.
So we're taking it out of context.
Yeah, totally out of context. Yeah.
Anyway, I was Snow White. No, I wasn't Snow White. In East London, I lived there for a few months, but I was right. Green Street was my high street where I did my weekly shop, and there's a movie about Green Street. And it's all about thugs and stuff. Yeah. So that's exactly what it's like. And
just fucking thugs.
I went to do my weekly shop in Tesco, and I couldn't get into Tesco. And it was all a big crowd of people around. It's like, oh, for God's sake! And I was like, oh, I'll walk all the way to Stratford. So I went to Stratford to do my shop, Turns out a man had been stabbed.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a Sunday at like 3 o'clock in the day, and that's why I couldn't do my weekly shop. How annoying. So I thought, oh, God, I can't live here.
That's so inconsiderate.
So inconsiderate.
For
So
him
I
to
thought-
get stabbed right in front of Tesco's. Why didn't he fall in front of fucking Iceland?
Exactly.
Nobody
I'm like,
shops
nobody
there.
goes to Iceland.
Well, they do if you're an animal.
And, okay, I'm going to own up to this. I actually always shop in Iceland.
Do you?
now. I do. It's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
the
it?
party food is so good.
I was there about 18 years ago and I was horrified.
Stop it.
Yeah.
But it's so cheap and everything's like all the they've such a great selection of frozen stuff and it tastes really good.
Why do you think it tastes really good, Hayley-Jo?
Oh no. Still I don't want to get into that.
I know,
'cause
look,
then
you've
what can I eat?
I know you've enough pressure being a fucking vegetarian and living in London as well.
Pescatarian and I
Pescatarian,
eat
yeah.
cheese and
Oh, right, okay.
yeah. I've started eating lots of more cheese.
You're
than I
going to
used
be, by this time next year, you'll be big fucking raw fucking steaks.
Yeah, I'll be out shooting with you.
I don't know, can I? Do you know what? You strike me as somebody who would try something new. I don't fully know you're ready to start gutting deers just yet.
Oh
but
Jesus, no, I couldn't. I don't have the killer instinct the way you do.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I have a killer instinct, but it's just it kind of has to be done.
I said to Catherine the other day. Me and Catherine were talking about what was it that we were talking
Friend
about?
of the podcast, Catherine Lynch.
Yes. Oh, Catherine Lynch.
Yeah.
Yep. Plug. We were speaking about, you came up in conversation and it was between, we were talking about murder mysteries, murders, and then Tom O'Mahony. And
Fuck.
I was like, you know, Tom O'Mahony is someone who has that you know, every single one of us has a part in our mind that if we were to tap into it, we could totally kill someone. It's in there.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah.
So then I said to Catherine, well, I think Tom has that. It's quite strong in Tom's mind. That he's tapped into it a little bit more than the rest of us.
Why would you say that?
I just have this feeling.
You sit there with a knife. Don't come near me. Well, you think I have an ability to kill somebody?
Yeah. If someone was to, do you know the purge, right? If they were actually to have like a purge like thing in Ireland or in real life, I think you would totally get on board.
Yeah,
You would be on board with that.
I'd probably run a gang. All right.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know. Was I telling you about? Maybe we spoke about it last time, but I've definitely told people about it before, and my wife has verified pretty much what you've said. And I don't know, she's never seen me kill anything. She's never physically seen me kill anything.
Yeah.
But she has seen me come home covered in blood and stuff like that. Like, but we were watching The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
And you remember
Great.
Negan?
Negan?
It was your man Jeffrey, what's his name? He's like season 5. This guy basically, they run into this guy who's King Dick, and he's basically running the show.
He runs the village.
With the big next guy again.
Oh my
with the
God,
baseball
yes.
bat.
Jesus, that scene. Oh my God, yeah.
And it was afterwards, I was like, I looked over and we were watching two different things, because I was watching going, oh yeah, cool, wow, just some great acting there. Yeah, that was very tense. And I looked at her and she was staring straight at me. I was like, what? She goes, oh fuck. I was like, what? She goes, I've just gotten a vision. That is you.
Yeah.
If this all goes down.
Yeah.
I said, which one? She goes, oh, the one with the baseball bat. I went, okay.
And that is the one where you like hit someone, you see the guy's eye pop out and everything. Yeah, that's gnarly.
But then I told a couple of my friends, and they all kind of went, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd never viewed that of myself before. Like, I was like, oh, right, so I looked like I'd definitely be the killer edge. Like,
not that you look like any kind of, you don't look like a murderer or anything. But just from knowing you and talking with you and stuff, I'm like, yeah, you could probably do it pretty easily.
Okay.
And feel okay about it. If it was done for like a vigilante kind of thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, for all the right reasons.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not a complete dickhead. Like, you know.
Yeah, and you're not like it wouldn't be like a serial killer. It would be a vigilante thing, like a Dexter kind of thing.
Yeah. There you go. All right, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
In a nice way.
Do you know what? I think, though, you're probably underselling it. I think most people, if pushed to it, could probably do it too.
Yeah.
But I'm quite a pragmatist. I can kind of see beyond the situation, two steps away from the situation, and go, all right, better get this done. So if that's but I won't I tend to think 2 steps ahead all the time.
Okay.
So if I've thought 2 steps ahead and I'm about the moment, I'm going, this is probably better for the situation. Okay, I'm going to have to kill you. Do you know?
Yeah. So basically, the character you're playing in the Panto this year is just you.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh no, because then you can't kill me. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? All the kids that listen to this podcast they're going to be so upset right now.
Ruined Christmas.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, but I think as a huntsman, I mean, it's not. I don't exactly hunt down anything.
Yeah.
There'll be a moment where I almost kill you, all right, but I don't hunt you down. Like, in fact, it's the complete opposite of a hunt. We're out as pals in the woods.
And you're terrified.
Yeah, I really don't want to do it.
But are you like eating the head off a bird and stuff? Are they going to have that?
There's talks of having me eating like animals and stuff on stage, which I'll totally do. Like, I mean, you know, not real ones.
Get your tickets.
Ozzy Osbourne is returned.
Yeah. He did that, didn't he?
He did, yeah, bit the head off a hen.
Jesus. Oh, off a hen?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a little budgie, like a small...
He bit a bat, and then he definitely bit the neck off a hen.
Oh.
Then
what a man. Ooh, can we crack a window open here? I'm getting hot.
What a man. Hello, sailor.
You know I like the bad boys.
There was a moment actually the other day, because I love when people do voices and stuff like that, and it's always funnier when it's more pointed, because Catherine was the last week's episode. She did some of her characters.
Oh, brilliant.
But you did a voice the other day, which just, I wasn't involved in the scene, I was just reading my script and I was down the back, and you just started doing Twink's voice. Oh my God. Twink may as well have been in the room.
Which it's actually, do you know what it is? I think anyone who's worked with Twink, Adele, can just, it's just in you. After you work with her, you'll always have her voice there.
Okay, right.
But
my kind of like herpes.
Really
you can never get rid of it.
Yeah, you can never get rid of it. My
Your
mum
mother
does
does
it
an
really
amazing
well.
version.
Yeah, so I think I then took it from my mum more so.
It's just like, you see, you, right. I said to Belinda, if that girl is not up on that stage.
Some brands offer you low finance, or cashback, or servicing.
Renault don't do ors. We do ands. The Renault Kadjar with 1.91% APR and €1,000 cashback and 3 years servicing, saving you thousands. Renault, the brand with the ands. Visit your local Renault dealer. Finance is made under a hire purchase agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit required subject to lending criteria. See Renault.ie.
In Limerick next year, I said, I will eat my hat.
Yes.
And that's... And she's like, no one can do it like, no, my mum does quite a good job. But it's and I wish I sounded like that. Like she actually sounds like that. And it's amazing.
She definitely has a presence, there's no doubt.
Oh, yeah. Completely.
Technically, I suppose myself and Catherine are kind of replacing the new Twink, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're kind of the Twinks.
Yeah. Catherine actually ran into her the other evening. Yeah. And
it'll be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, I think they're really good friends actually, and obviously my mum's really close to Adele, and Adele bought me a dog.
What?
When I was
an actual dog?
Yeah, when I was 9 or 10. Yeah, Teddy. It was a little mini Yorkie, and I had he got hit by a car.
Was it on purpose? Did you step out and go? Like, was he one of those just a ridiculously dramatic dog? Like,
yeah,
the world is too. It's too much for me. He just stood out into traffic.
Yeah.
Did he leave like an epitaph? Like,
sprinted out there. He was like, I'm out. He was not coming back. It was very sad.
Did he take a bow just before he stood off the pavement?
Yeah, it was quite dramatic, all right. But that was Adele's dog that she got me.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, it was nice. She didn't get me another one after that. She didn't get me a replacement. There's no insurance.
So going back to London, it's ridiculously tough, isn't it? Surely, like, I mean, the volume and numbers. I mean, it's the same with stand up. Like, I mean, like, it's been put to me about moving there and stuff for stand up. Yeah, there's gazillions of gigs, and I dip my toe in the water every so often, but my pride won't let me go there because it's like, oh, hold on, now I got to rebuild a name.
You know?
Yes, I'll come in as a bit of a ringer because I would scream past a lot of people because I'm doing it so long and as a headliner here, but I'll have to go and start doing 5 and 10 spots over there.
Yeah, it's kind of reeling it back and starting from the beginning, and I don't know. And you know what? It's not the actual not being able to get work or the rat race of it, and you know, people can be bitchy and cutthroat and all that, but it's actually just the living in London itself.
Is it as lonely as I imagine?
Oh, completely. I'm sad all the time.
Are you?
No. But no, I'm it's just that, like, you have to work so hard in order to afford the rent and to afford to live, and so then to enjoy yourself is just impossible. But I I struggle.
I feel like that's a separate podcast. We could
I
have a
think
separate
so.
one. Just myself, yourself, and Anthony Robbins all sit down together. We just talk.
Oh my God, yeah, that guy, he's great.
He doesn't need a microphone. That guy is
He
just.
doesn't.
I think he's got that gigantus thing.
Yeah.
Do you know that it's called? Is it gigantus? Is the thing where what happens is they get that pocket behind your nose that actually forms your noise, forms your sound, your voice.
Oh, right.
It's way oversized, so it's actually like a cavern, a cave behind their nose. So that's where they sound a bit like a
he
giant.
was born with that, or he got that.
It developed the growth hormone in people. You can see it in his jaw and his forehead is too
his
big.
jaw is huge. Yeah.
Like Andre the Giant had it, and you'd see some poor women get it as well, and their voices get really deep, and it's because of that huge cavern behind their nose.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That continues to grow.
That's why his voice is so boomy, and he doesn't need a microphone or any kind
no,
of.
and that's half his selling point as well.
Yeah, true. But I think that is for maybe a separate podcast.
But I've heard a few people saying it. Like, yeah, you make friends very quick, but it, like, almost ironically in that there's whatever 7, 8 million, 9 million people. But it's the same when you see a lot of I get a lot of podcast listeners who are living in big cities abroad.
Yeah.
An awful lot of people now are living, and they message every week kind of going, thank fuck for this, you know, just Irishness. And it's not that I would be inhibit not having anybody from Ireland, but it's got, and I'm definitely not trying to encroach on Jarlath Regan's world of Irishmen abroad or any of that stuff. But I think people, I didn't mean to sell it as an Irish, you know, a re-immersement of Irishness, but I think people really on the tube because and trains and stuff. The loneliness kicks in because we fucking love Ireland too, though.
Oh,
a
completely.
lot of countries aren't stone mad about their own country, like.
No, and I think it's funny because we love to moan about it.
Oh yeah,
because we're begrudgers, so we love to moan about it. But then the minute you leave, it's that there's like people always say the minute you leave, you're like, oh, the Emerald Isle, I miss it so much. And I wouldn't get homesick that often, but when I do, I have to get on that flight straight away. And when I come home, I literally exhale. I'm like, oh, Ireland's still here. Everything's still the same.
Yeah.
That's what I needed, and then I can go back over. But yeah, no, it's super lonely. But luckily, I've kind of fallen into a job where everyone's like a family.
Where you're singing as well.
Yeah.
And while like that's to keep you ticking over, but you're continuously going for auditions and stuff, and you're still dancing and stuff over there as well, aren't you?
Yeah,
like I see you putting up on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah, trying anyway, and that's hard because you need to pay for classes, and also I'm working in a bar, so that's through the night, and you're trying to do classes during the day, and you're exhausted, and so it takes so much out of you to really force yourself to get up and keep working and to just keep yourself in shape even.
Well, I suppose, but I mean, what you can keep saying to yourself is, I guess, well, I'm fucking here now. I better be doing it. Like, there's no point in going over there and getting fat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's no point.
You know
like,
what? I've been over there and back so many times. Like, I've gone over there and been like, I can't do this, and given up and left again. Where this time my mum was like, you know what, Hayley, you're going back this time. You can't come home again. You can't. Everyone's getting really tired.
Just to clarify, Hayley-Jo's mother isn't some just crazy lady. She is in the business as well, and she understands. She has been princess as well in her time, like, you know what I mean. So she understands exactly. Like, even your mother is abroad an awful lot. Like, whether it's doing, like, your mother did she was the movement coach, wasn't she? On was it season 6 or season 5 of Vikings?
On all of them.
All of them.
Yeah. She's the movement director of Vikings.
There you go.
In all of them. So
I'll have to get Belinda on next.
Oh my God,
Belinda
definitely.
would be a great episode, actually.
That's
That's actually one we're going to do. Say
Definitely.
it to Belinda. Are you're staying at home this evening?
I am.
Is she at home?
She is.
Will you tee it up for maybe early
Absolutely.
next year? I'm going to sit down with Belinda and we'll have a because
completely.
she's been involved in so many big shows too. Like, I just randomly ran into her in Brighton, where she was coaching she was choreographing the women of menopause.
Menopause, yeah, she's directing that then in the new year.
Is she?
Yeah, but yeah, she's got the stories that she can tell. Like, she's got some great stories and some some absolute mic drop moments that she's got up her sleeve. So definitely that would be a great episode.
Great, and I want her to name and shame everybody. But with the job in itself isn't a handy number either. Like, even though I suppose you are exposing yourself to a degree, aren't you? Because it's not just you're not just a cocktail worker or whatever, but you all sing as well. Like, so you're
we
all
sing
performers.
on the table, and it's not like a sophisticated cocktail bar. It's a crazy ass night out.
Is
like,
it?
Oh, people go wild. So yeah, we're up on the table singing Whitney Houston, singing Proud Mary, and all Raining Men, and all the classics.
Is it a gay bar by any chance? Because those all sounds like really gay
yeah,
songs.
Well, upstairs is quite stagey and flamboyant and camp. Then the downstairs, the basement, at the moment it's like an après-ski kind of theme, and it's more clubby. So that's more R&B and kind of filthy.
Après-ski?
It's an après-ski theme, yes, because the owner loves to ski.
I love to ski too, but at no point would I want to wander into London and tap my boots and leave my whatchamacallits outside, my skis at the door. Like, it's...
it's an après-ski theme downstairs.
Why not? Fucking why not?
Why not?
You know what? Why not?
But it's cool. It is good to work there because everyone else who works there are all performers too. So we're all in the same boat.
you're on the one boat. Yeah.
And we all know how hard it is. We all understand how difficult it is. And even to work in a place like that is hard. And it's soul destroying at times. It really is.
Like you were saying, you were singing there one night, and like these group of old ones, basically, were all just sitting there with their fingers up at you.
Yeah, and like
just pointing their fingers.
I don't know that song.
Well, I'm gonna fucking sing it anyway.
Yeah,
they're really like.
Do I look like Spotify, you stupid bitch?
Yeah,
Shut
exactly.
up.
Or they'll be like, what's it that they'll say to me? Like, oh, do you not know this one? No, and I'm like, no, I don't know that one. Oh, you should learn that one. Like,
you should fuck off.
Oh God, but it's tough. It is tough because you're like you are just a waitress, really.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you just happen to sing. But I know the difference in people when they just treat you like a normal waitress, and then once they see you sing, they're all over you. They're like, "Oh my God, you sing! Let's get a selfie!" And they're all like having jokes with you and stuff because they realize like, "Oh, this isn't a normal kind of." You're not just any waitress. They realize what the whole thing is. It's people that are auditioning for the West End and for tours. So you know. There's
is it in the West End or close to it? At least,
it's in Soho, so it's
no
right behind the likes of Les Mis, and everyone's talking about Jamie and all the. It's right off Shaftesbury Avenue.
Have you ever found yourself just going straight into like not singing anything popular at all, but going straight into like Les Mis songs, just in case like somebody's strolling in?
Every Saturday we do Disney Hour and musical theatre hour, so that's a thing. Every Saturday, so there's killings over who's singing which song.
Please don't sing your grandmother's version of fucking Snow White.
I can't believe that just came to me just there as I was talking about Snow White. She's like, "Oh my God, my nanny used to sing this really weird version." I think we're going to have to head back in. We're going to have to head back into rehearsals.
You do have a blog though as well.
I do, and it's all about London and the struggles, and
it lends itself to anybody moving to any environment where there are fish out of water, and it can be a bit fucking overwhelming and claustrophobic. Yeah, where can people find it? Because it's very, very good.
Yeah, it is. It's called. I think it's Hayley-Jo Murphy by Leaps and Bounds on Wix.com. I'm going to plug that again.
Do you know what? I'm going to put the link in the description.
So
anybody who picks this up on whatever platform they're on, it'll be down there. So I'll put Hayley-Jo's blog, and then the link to it will be there. So give it a read next time when you're heading in on the train or whatever to work.
Yeah, it makes light of horrific anxiety attacks. That I have on the regular. So if you want to read about my anxiety attacks in London, tune in.
Absolutely.
Have a read.
Till the next time, Hayley-Jo. Thank you very much.
Till next time. Thank you.
Lovely stuff. My thanks to Hayley-Jo Murphy. No doubt we'll probably have fallen out before the end of this run, but sure, look it for now. We're great friends. Why not? Don't forget to hit subscribe and rate if you're on Apple Podcasts or if you're on the podcast app. Go ahead and give it a nice tasty rating. If you've got anything less than 5 stars, keep them in your pockets, lads. We want 5 stars over here at Buckshot Towers. If you haven't followed me on any regular social platform and you do want to keep up with the kind of just the stupid shit that I get up there, go ahead and look for Tom O'Mahony Comedy. You'll find it on all platforms from Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. If you are on the old chatty snaps, which I don't use that much, but I will reply to you on it, there's no worries that way. It's Tom Bear O'Mahony. If you've got to shoot me on anything over long form, buckshotpodcast@gmail.com, or just go to my website, which is tomomahony.com. There's a contact form in there. Also, there'll be gigs, more stand-up gigs coming throughout. I've got a lot of people asking for gigs out west of Ireland. Some people even asking for gigs. Do you know what? I'm gonna actually start. There are some more coming in. I'm going to update the website over the Christmas so that you can kind of get a gander of where I'm going to be in the new year. I'll be talking to you again on the Ramble Pod early next week. So do you know what? Enjoy your Sunday. Sit back, drink some tea. Cliff.
Some brands offer you low finance, or cashback, or servicing.
Renault don't do ors. We do ands. The Renault Kadjar with 1.91% APR and €1,000 cashback and 3 years servicing, saving you thousands. Renault, the brand with the ands. Visit your local Renault dealer. Finance is made under a hire purchase agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit required subject to lending criteria. See Renault.ie.